Okay, so when I went into prayer and meditation about today's talk, I was kind of feeling sad. And I wasn't really getting any clear messages with what's going on in the world around us. So what came to me finally was the 12 powers. What's going on outside of us is all coming from a place of our sense consciousness. We have a consciousness that when we align to it is the Christ consciousness. Jesus, our way shower, lived from the Christ consciousness, which is a principle. It is a principle that says that we are absolute, divine, good of God. We can be nothing less than that. So in this world of all this external stuff that's happening, if we are living from our senses and we are not going within to that consciousness that aligns us with that, with these powers, these innate powers that we have, how are we going to shift and change the race consciousness of the world? And it is our responsibility to do that. We are accountable in this world to show up within our goodness, has the love, no matter what is going on outside of us. We feel compassion, yes, we feel compassion. But it's in the compassion, remember, the compassion is an action word. In the compassion, what do we do to take the action of having the compassion, but doing something about it to make a difference? So I'm going to re-invite you to our 12 powers. Now, the 12 powers were here long before our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, came up with them. They were within all religions before Charles Fillmore. But what Charles Fillmore did was he went into self-observation with these powers. When he went into prayer and meditation, he sat with each power. And through observing within his being where he felt the power and the color that came through with the power, he was able to give us insight into not only a power, but what part of the body that is aligning to, which also gives us indications when we're having discomfort in our body, that maybe that power is not being called forth within us. As Charles Fillmore says, it's not being quickened in us. So these help us to know maybe what is going on in our physical being by Charles Fillmore observing that within his own being and putting color to it. Because color has an energy, right? Everything has an energy. So if we bring that color into that area along with where it's at in the body and affirming it, we give it even more power. So we're going to talk about those 12 powers today. So the first power is faith. He also has an apostle along with each power. In the Bible, Jesus called forth his 12 apostles. In the Heart Center Metaphysician, when he called forth those 12 apostles, he called forth those 12 powers. That is how we look at that metaphysically. So he has Peter, has faith. And we're going to do in our meditation, go through these, each one, through our meditation. But what is faith? Do you actually believe anything I'm saying right now?
Yes.
Do you have faith without a doubt that you have 12 powers? Okay. Most Unity people have been here a while. They have that faith. They have no doubt that they have these innate abilities that they can call forth at any given time. Did you have that in the beginning when you first walked in here? Probably thought it was a bunch of hogwash, didn't you? I did. But what in the world are they talking about? Faith is such an inner knowing. You feel it in every part of your being. There is no doubt. So before we would even go further with anything else, faith needs to be established. That this is a truth. That this is absolute law. Universal law. Oops, don't have to use this. Okay. So strength is the second one. Andrew was the apostle. So what does this mean? Does this mean I'm strong? I can lift a bunch of weights, 100-pound weights? What's that mean?
Inner strength.
Inner strength. Don't you think it takes strength to show up in this world with what's going on and to hold steadfastly to what you believe when you can't see it? That takes strength. That takes courage. To be steadfast in that belief to the point that no matter what is going on, I have the strength of God, that I know that my truth is all good no matter what. And it takes time to develop that strength. To get up every day and to affirm that to myself. I am strong in the love of God, for that is what and who I am. Wisdom. James. Wisdom. Wisdom is another part of knowing. Wisdom comes with understanding principles, understanding the universal laws that are absolute, that never change. Wisdom is a deep inner knowing. These all work together. Can you see where they cross over each other? And we gain wisdom every Sunday when we come in here. I hope that every message gives you more insight, develops more wisdom with you, as I develop it and as I share it with you, that it becomes part of your being. It's not just something that I heard, it's not just something that I read, but it is a knowledge, a spiritual knowledge of knowing. Love, John, of course. Love. You know, I was watching this show on TV, and it was about this young boy whose father he thought was dead. And he ended up finding out that he wasn't dead, and he wanted to find his father so bad. And so he got a detective, and he found his father, and his father was a woman. And I could feel the pain, this little boy, he wasn't little, he was in high school, I guess, that he was crying and was so upset that his father had transitioned to a female. And right then I got this realization that that's why we're here. We're here to love unconditionally. That no matter what, love is the only thing that matters. And come to find out, his father was going 100-something miles every week to see his child at the video store that he worked at, to get a video and bring it back the next week, just so he could see his child. And his child never knowing that that was the whole time was his father. But what I had this deep realization of what love truly is. No conditions whatsoever. And that is who we are. God is love. I am love. We just affirmed it. It's all about love. There's no mistakes. There's no failures. There's no decision that you can make that can take you out of being loved. Nothing you do. There is no sin or missing the mark or anything that can change that you are loved. Nothing. Power. Feel it. And power in this world can be misused through sense consciousness, right? How many people live from that power of their senses of wanting control? The power is in not wanting control. The power is in standing up just as you are, has love, no matter what. No matter what people are doing to you, saying about you, whatever's going on around you, but being the power of this spiritual being and showing up as that. And again, it takes all the other powers, the strength and the courage and the wisdom. Yes. Imagination. This is one of my favorites. Vitality. Imagination. I love imagination because we create with it. And we know how Unity teaches. We create by bringing it into our mind. Then it becomes an idea. Hopefully it's an idea of God, of divine mind. And then it becomes an expression. So if you're wanting to create, wouldn't you want to create with your imagination, putting color and texture and depth and all of those things that the artists do? Envision your canvas and what you can create by being the one that paints the picture. Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I use imagination a lot, and it works, let me tell you. Understanding Thomas. And this is spiritual understanding. Do you understand what I'm saying today? Do you truly understand? Do you understand that you are this beautiful, beloved, empowered child of God? Do you understand that to your core? Do you understand it? Do you understand what that means living in the world right now? Do you understand what it means to be the light of the world? Do you understand that? Yes. It is an understanding that comes through us, has us, when we align ourselves with that power and that ability. Will, Matthew, will. It's basically not that I will something, but it is literally the willingness. The willingness to allow whatever is going on, to just be willing to allow and have faith to know that you don't know. You don't know. You don't know why. But just being willing to allow whatever it is to be right here, right now. So willing is about willingness. To will your will to be willing. To allow. That's why we get into struggles and pain. Because we stop allowing. We use the will from our sense consciousness. We want to will everything to happen a certain way. We want the result to be a certain way. Let it go. Be willing to just allow it to be, and the struggle will cease. It's in the resistance that you create the struggle, the pain. Order. James. Do you think there's an order right now in the world? No? At least you're honest. order. There is order. We don't know the big picture. We have no idea. But there is order in everything. We wouldn't even be on a planet with the trees, the plants. Look at the order of nature. That's where I like to go when I want to think about divine order. I try to think about nature and how nature, there's an order about it. And we're like the same thing. When we plant that seed, and when we fertilize it, and we grow, and we use these abilities, we flourish, there is an order. But it's in the faith of not knowing and using all these other abilities that bring that order to us, has us. This is all temporary out here. We are immortal. We are eternal. This is just a temporarily little thing we're going through, an experience we're going through, so that we can learn unconditional love for ourselves and for every single person, no matter what they've done or what they're doing. Order. Knowing there is order. Zeal. Simon. Yeah. Enthusiasm. Are you enthusiasm about being here today? You feel some zeal inside of you? Huh? I'd like to come out here and light you all up. I like that because Charles Fillmore has a saying about igniting the zeal within. That's one of his sayings, and it's plastered all over the place if you go to Unity's website. Igniting your zeal. The Bible even talks about joy, being joyful, having a joyful heart. Just think about one person, or all of us here today, if we are filled with zeal and enthusiasm about life and love and each other, do you not think that that doesn't ripple out to the world? So you'll come in here today and this happened and God, no. Well, you just contributed to all that other gook out there. So let's come in here and feel the zeal and the enthusiasm, and let's be part of rippling that out to everywhere, to everybody. Be the shift. But it has to start right here, right now. Zeal, I love it. Elimination. Michael did a little talk on this about, he used people for each power. I loved it. It was beautiful. And he said, I don't care for that word, elimination. But elimination is about letting go. It's about denying something that appears to be real, that is not. False evidence. Coming from your ego, edging God out. False evidence. It's just that you just moved God away for a little bit within you, and it's just appearing to be that way. So we learn to eliminate that. We learn to let that false belief go, to let it flow through us. Do we say, oh gosh, Virgie, why did you feel that way? You shouldn't feel that way. No. I feel that way. Now I'm not going to resist it. I'm going to let it just flow from me. But we resist, persist, right? So it's okay to have false beliefs come up, old behaviors come up. That's okay. They're coming up for a reason, so you can see them, you can observe them. Then, when you become aware of them, you have the willingness to allow them to just fade away. Denials and affirmations. We deny it gently, and then we affirm the truth with power. Elimination. Life, Judas. Life is all about creating. Creating the life you want to live. How do you want to live? How do you want to be? You're the creator. You are responsible for whatever is showing up in your life. I know we don't like to hear that, but there is a truth to that. It is a universal law. It is truth. We are creators. Don't forget it. And what you apply your thoughts and feeling to is creating your life. It's creating who's coming into it, who's going out of it. Take responsibility for your life and live this beautiful life that you are. With all of these powers working together, it will change you. It will transform you. You don't have to be an active participant in the conflict of this world. And when you say, what do? I don't know what to do. This is what you do. This is what you do. And then you doing this is going to affect every person that comes into your path. They're going to feel it and see it because they are it too. They have just covered it up. There's just a block there for them. But they will see it and feel it in some way. That's how we make a difference. It's being exactly who you are with all of the abilities that you are and calling them forth. And doing it daily if you need to. So we're going to take each of these powers in meditation. And I'm going to direct you to the area that the power is. You also have a piece of paper. You can't read this, but this just gives you an idea of where it's at. In your bulletin, I gave you a piece of paper. Take that home with you so you know where your power is, the color of your power. So let's get seated in our seats and just relax. Put your feet on the floor. Just relax into your seat. Allow yourself to be supported. You're being supported by the universe. The universe is always supporting you. All you have to do is say yes to it. Let's take those deep cleansing breaths in and out. Fill the lungs, fill the abdomen, go all the way down and back up, circle back up. And release what is no longer serving you. Just release that. Breathe in. And just release. Just going to kind of raise the frequency in here. Please ground yourself to Mother Earth. Envision roots or whatever coming out of your tailbone and your feet into Mother Earth and hugging Mother Earth. We ground ourselves. I want you to take your focus to the center of your brain. And I want you to envision the color of a royal blue. The affirmation, faith blesses my day and paves my way. Say this to yourself. Faith blesses my day and paves my way. Now we're going to go to the loin area. And the color is a spring green. So focus on your loins and envision envision a spring green, a light green. Use your imagination. I have the strength to accomplish all that is mine to do. I have the strength to accomplish all that is mine to do. Now for wisdom, we're going to go to the pit of the stomach, right below your belly button. And you're going to envision the color of yellow, bright yellow. I am guided by divine wisdom in every thought, word, and action. I am guided by divine wisdom in every thought, word, and action. Now love is the back of your heart. Envision pink, beautiful bright pink in the back of your heart. I am the radiating center of love. I am the radiating center of love. Now power is at the root of your tongue. Envision the color purple at the root of your tongue. I have the power to create my world. I have the power to create my world. Imagination is between the eyes. Imagine a light blue color between the eyes. I envision good unfolding in every area of my life. I envision good unfolding in every area of my life. Understanding is in the front of the brain. Imagine the color of gold in the front of the brain. My understanding of truth deepens and directs my life. My understanding of truth deepens and directs my life. Will is the center of the brain, and the color is silver, the center of the brain. I choose my good based on spiritual understanding. I choose my good based on spiritual understanding. Order. The color is olive green at the navel. The navel, olive green. My life is balanced and in order, and all is well. My life is balanced and in order, and all is well. Zeal, the back of the head. The color is orange. I enthusiastically accept my good and go forward to achieve my purpose. I enthusiastically accept my good and go forward to achieve my purpose. Elimination is in the abdomen region, and it's a russet color, russet. I release anything and everything that no longer serves my unfolding good. I release anything and everything that no longer serves my unfolding good. Life is in your generative organs, and it is red. Generative organs, and it is red. I am filled with life, sweet life. I am filled with life, sweet
so it is. So let's just take a couple minutes here to relax in the stillness.